Freddy Fazbear Pizza. Freddy Fazbear Pizza. Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria. Andrew is the vengeful spirit, yeah. Cassidy, she don't mean nothing no more. In the Flesh is the best book on the earth, cause it made Matthew Patrick fucking give birth. You can point yourself to Locker 14 to prove the vengeful spirit is Cassidy. But just look at man in room 1280. Andrew's right there on page number 18. Can't wait to meet you, to join the animatronic family. We open real soon. Do your best to hold on to sanity. Scott Cawthon is the greatest writer on earth. He makes Tolkien fucking look like a worm. So let's party and let's party again. Cause Huachica is William Afton.
Place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the...
How do you do? Andrew Vengeful Spirit, how do you do? Cassidy to meet you, how do you do? Matthew Patrick's pregnant, Andrew is in the games. I've had enough of this dumb stitch line. Made a new theory called Andrew Line. It simply means that Andrew's in the games, no one else is in the games, only Andrew's in the games. How do you do?
I'm Cassidy.
Well, who are you?
I'm the Vengeful Spirit.
No, you are not, you stupid motherfucker. Andrew's the Vengeful Spirit. I am so vengeful, and I'm in the games unlike Cassidy. I'm the vengeful spirit. We heard Matt Pat just say that I am a parallel. Well, touche. I'm the vengeful spirit. Tell me why ain't nothing but a Tales games. Tell me why ain't nothing but a Frights games. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say parallels again, yeah.
Email telling you to take her out of the game. Seriously, fuck you. Given the choice between Andrew and Cassidy, I'd pick fucking Andrew, obviously. Vanessa ASMR, Vanessa ASMR, watching it on stream. After there was no FNAF Movie 2 trailer again. Hope my audience really likes it, cause I know that I do. And guess who's in the fucking games? That's correct, it is Andrew. Here come Talbot Files, here come Talbot Files, deconfirmed by Scott. He says they are not canon, well I don't think they're not. Fuck you, Scott Cawthon, you should really put Vanessa ASMR in the movie. And just like when I see Toy Chica, I am gonna be sorry. These new leaks are crazy!
Hello.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone?
Here comes Godivit, making Twitter mad.
What's up?
It's too fucking bad for them that they can't say why it's bad.
I'll put on some FNAF OST. Some FNAF OST, okay. I'll turn it down for me, but for you it'll be fine. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna play PowerWash Simulator. I've been really into it lately. Embarrassing to say. Okay, so for those who don't know, PowerWash Simulator, you, like if you're using mouse and keyboard, you can hold left click or you can press right click. I didn't find that out until 10 hours in. So I was holding left click, holding down left click the whole time. So right now I am working on the roller disco. So we'll go there, see what's up. I did the floor. I didn't do the floor of like the front. I did the arch, the windows, the trash. I did the floor in here, the walls in here, the speakers, the like DJ booth, the photo booth, like all of this stuff. I did the disco ball. I haven't done the ceiling. I think the ceiling is the last thing I have to do in this area. I did the ceiling here, not the arch ceiling, like the curved ceiling. I didn't do this ceiling, so I'll do that. Let me know if it's too loud. But how are we today? I hope that everyone is doing well, having a good day. I am, so far, having a good day. Probably should have ate before streaming, but you know what? It's fine. For me, it is 12:46 right now, and I ate like 2 hours ago for breakfast, so I think I'm fine. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about my WillCare script. I'm trying to figure out how to approach it, because, so for those who don't know, I am working on a WillCare script. WillCare is like the FNAF theory that William Afton like cares for and loves his children. I'm like kind of combining WillCare and Will Grief, because Will Grief is like, oh, he started killing as a result of him like losing his son, like grieving his son, like trying to save his son or whatever, or like his daughter, depending on who you think died first. And I think that's a load of BS, to be frank. So I am doing that, but I'm also like trying to use my degree in a sense. Like last stream we were doing research. I did bottom out really fast because my meds were wearing off. So because my stream yesterday was later in the day than I had initially planned, so I took my meds, and then by the time I actually got to stream, it was over for me. So we were doing research, like actual like psych research about like the effects of like childhood maltreatment, impact on like parental bonds, things like that, especially like if it's like a parental perpetrator. So I was looking at that, but then like during that stream I was kind of like, oh, I don't want it to seem like I'm psychoanalyzing these people. Like I feel kind of weird about it, but also like I have the research knowledge, like I know how to conduct like actual research, or like an actual lit review, and I like know, like I've done a lot of trauma research. like impacts of trauma on like cognitive development more so. So it's like similar to my like what's in my wheelhouse. So I was like, oh, I can do that. Like that could be fun. So I guess I'm trying to like figure out how to approach it. So that's kind of where I am right now. In terms of script writing, I still only have my notes. I have not started actually writing it out yet. I'm trying, like, okay, I've never made a FNAF video before. So I'm trying to kind of figure out how to format it. Like, if I should bring up my grievances with WillCare and then, like, my counter evidence at the same time, or if I should be like, here's what WillCare is, here's what the wiki says about WillCare, like, here is, like, the evidence and, like, the listed problems for it, here, or, and then go into, like, what I think. But it's also, like, FNAF videos, like, I could, like, look at other creators' videos to see, like, how they format it, to be like, okay, like, this is kind of, like, the general format of, like, a FNAF theory video, which I'm familiar. I'm no stranger to a FNAF theory video. However, FNAF theory videos don't typically use psychological research, so I'm trying to figure out how to, like, integrate that into my video. And then also, like, I don't really have an ideal place to film it, so it would probably be here at my desk with my not good lighting and be like, hey, here's what I think. I could also not have my face in it. So that's an idea that I didn't think of until just now. I don't know why I was like, oh, my face is gonna be in it. It doesn't have to. Does not have to be in it, girl. Okay, the ladder, like, I'd rather just use an extension. So much easier. But yeah, so trying to figure out, like, the logistics, I guess, of that. I also don't know, like, how long it'll be. I also, so I have this week and next week kind of off. Well, next week I don't have off, it's like asynchronous classes, because it's like national convention, professors are going, some students are going, I'm not, but, so it's like, oh, classes are going to be asynchronous. So, if I, like, do my stuff, then I have the rest of the week to, like, actually WillCare it up. However, I'm really bad at time management. Yay! It's almost like I have ADHD or something. So, I need someone to, like, ride me about it. Be like, hey, is that the expression? Be like, hey, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you working on it? Are you working on it? So if people could bother me, that would be awesome. Bother me about it. Make me feel bad that I'm not working on it, and then I'll work on it. But yeah, last stream, some heavy topics because we were doing psych research. So I figured we could just discuss today while I'm doing something more relaxing than, like, showing you what a psych research database looks like and be like, ooh, guys, look at all the stats. Isn't it so fun and interesting? Which I think it's fun and interesting. You probably don't care, and that's fine. Like, it's not like I'm making you go into the profession. I am in, like, the field. So I am familiar with how it works, like psych research. And I know how to, like what to look for in a research journal. I didn't, like, take you on the journey of, like, finding articles. I, like, showed you what a database looks like, and then, like, I was like, oh, I found these 3 before stream, and then after those 3, I bottomed out, and I was like, let's go on the freaking wiki. Let's see how Oswald gets shot. Like, I was done. But, which is so funny, because, like, all of the things I did on the wiki, or, no, not all of them. We looked at Elizabeth's stuff, and I was like, oh, this is actually helpful. Like, Elizabeth from the book, because I haven't read the books. Ideally, I would like to make more FNAF videos in the future, but I am trying to, like, push it as long as I can before I have to read the books. I really don't want to. And, like, I would read the graphic novel so that it's, like, easier to, like, get through, but, I think there's, like, stuff missing, right? I think there's stuff missing from the graphic novels that's not in the books. But it's also, like, does anyone know how big the font is in the books? Because, my eyes will glaze over if the text is too small. But then it's, like, more pages. I need it to be like a book club type thing. I might get my partner to do it with me. He's read the book, or he's read The Silver Eyes. He has not read the other ones. So might be like, hey, want to book club it with me? But he is so busy with work, and he's already in a book club that he's, like, behind in because of work. So I think I'd feel bad. Maybe if we, like, read it to each other, that'd be fun! Yay! Okay, locker door, locker console. Get clean! What is wrong with you? Hello? Yeah, I see you. There we go. I'm just gonna get under here. But yeah, I forget what I was talking about. Oh, the Silver Eyes trilogy. I'm trying to put it off as long as possible, but I might have to at least, like, okay, I know, like, the basic, I know the premise, I know the major events that happen in the Silver Eyes trilogy, like, in each book. So I could just, like, read the fourth closet, right? Like, yeah, I know Charlie's a robot. I know that, like, in the fourth closet, it's, like, Elizabeth taking over a place, like, Charlie dies at the end of the second book, and then, like, Charlie bought, like, Elizabeth is there, and then John's like, that's not Charlie. I know that. So I think it would be fine if I don't do the other ones. Like, I have so much grad school reading to do anyway. I'm supposed to spend break, like, catching up on grad school reading. Haven't started. Guys, pro tip, if you are in grad school, or if you're planning to go to grad school, I did see a TikTok recently where it's like, you don't have to do all of the required, like, you don't have to do all the reading that's assigned in grad school. Like, they're not expecting you to do all the reading. That really depends on like the program and what you're studying. So I think that's bad advice. I think it really depends, because in my program, it's like expected that you're doing all of the reading. Like, sure, not everyone is going to like read it like word for word, like cover to cover, but like you are expected to know like the major important things in the text. And if you don't, that looks really bad on you, or at least like that's how I feel. I feel like it is a bad look if you don't know what the text is about. But also like at some point in the semester, like by the end of the semester, you should have read it. Like, it's not like if you didn't do the reading, you're like gonna get docked points, but it's like if you haven't gotten around to the reading yet, that's fine, but you should at least like plan at some point during the semester to like catch up on the reading if you miss something, because it could be like on an exam, you know? And then it's like, oh, I didn't do the reading, and now I'm missing all of this important information that I didn't know for the exam, and I'm gonna not do as well as I wanted to. Not necessarily a fail. I would say a majority of the stuff is on like lecture notes, but I forget what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, catching up on grad school reading over break. Yeah, so because my program is like a school-based program, like it's a school adjacent program, like my practicum placement's in a school. The way that our school does like breaks is the way my school does breaks is that it aligns with like the February-April break of like public school schedules, so that when we have break, we have a break from like everything, not just school. So it's not like we have like a traditional March break, like March like spring break for school, and then we still have to go to practicum. Like we have everything off, which I like. It's nice. Not all programs do that. So that's cool. What am I missing? Hello? I got that unit. Got that one. Okay. So, actually, while I was talking, I thought of an idea. I think while we did the initial notes on, like, the wiki for, like, what WillCare is and, like, what the evidence is and what the problems are, and, like, what will narcissist is, like, what that is. That's pretty much, like, will, like, there's another name for it. It was, like, will narcissist, also known as something else. I think it would be maybe a more solid argument in my video if I also like talk about the other will perspectives, like will indifferent, will grief. I think will grief especially because it's like WillCare adjacent. Like will indifferent is like he is indifferent about his children, but also like isn't that also like he doesn't care? So I don't know. I'll see. Maybe like toward the end of the stream we can look to see how that is. Because I would assume that a lot of the evidence is the same. Like there's only so much stuff. I do believe that like the same point can be interpreted in different ways. So like that's how you get different theories, right? But like I think a lot of the evidence overlaps and is just interpreted in different ways, which would make sense. Like there's only so much FNAF media. There's only so much to interpret because a lot of the stuff is like more cryptic. It doesn't like just say what it is. So that would make sense. But yeah. I don't really know what I'm saying. I was looking on Steam yesterday, and I was like, the FNAF games are pretty cheap. I don't think I realized how cheap they were. I mean, like, Security Breach is like $40, which I'm not paying $40 for that dumpster fire of a game. Unless it's like on sale, which I don't think it would be. Has it ever been on sale? I feel like I don't know why, I feel like I'd be surprised if it went on sale. Maybe it's because I'm a Sims player, and so I'm used to like EA antics where like nothing ever goes on sale. What am I missing on here? Oh, the back. Not just the back? The side? What am I? Hello? Okay. But yeah, like Pizzeria Simulator's free. I knew Pizzeria Simulator was free. I didn't know the Ultimate Custom Night was free, so that's cool to know. I don't think I would play it because I am a scaredy cat. I'm very jumpy. I'm a very jumpy person. I mean, I have PTSD, so I have a heightened startle, I would say. I startle very easily. Which I believe is related. So, I'm not the biggest fan of the idea of playing Ultimate Custom Night, especially because there's so many moving pieces. I would maybe only play it for like the easy stuff to get, like not with the goal of getting like 4920 of like seeing Cassidy or the Vengeful Spirit like twitching away, you know? But I would maybe do it for like Old Man Consequences, like him with like the Red Bear sprite, or like the like Fredbear Easter egg, you know, of like him with the death coin, like Golden Freddy with the death coin, stuff like that. If I needed like B-roll footage, I could get that myself. But everything else, yeah, I'm taking that. I'll give credit, but I will not be obtaining it myself. Unless I need to like play a mini game. I might, because Pizzeria Simulator is free, I might do like Midnight Motorist B-roll myself. But also, there's so much of it that I feel like it would be easier if I just got it. Especially because I've never played before. And I'm scared. Like, even watching videos of people playing FNAF games, I jump. And I have been watching for like, what was it, the 11th anniversary? The 12th anniversary? I've been watching people play for over a decade. And I still jump. Not as bad if I've seen the video before, but if I haven't seen the video before, oh yeah, I jump. Like, jump back a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. If I do play, I'll stream. I also can't believe that they turned Helpy evil. That was so sick in the head of them. He's like a baby. He's just a boy. Why would they do that to me? In Ruin. Ruin is free, right? Like the DLC is free? What? It's not getting it. Oh, unless it's like counting the whole rack. I think it is. Yeah, so thinking of including other will perspectives, because, I mean, I do think that it's like, there are 3 camps. Will care, will despise, and then like, everything else in between. I feel like most people are somewhere in between. But for those who aren't, and they really think that he loved his kids, or he like started killing because he lost his kids or whatever, I disagree heavily. I heavily disagree. I also like, I think it would be funny if, I'm not saying anyone's gonna watch my video, right? But I think it would be funny if I became like the FNAF community like like psych consult. I think that would be funny. Like, if they were like, hey, I have a psych question, or like, hey, do you think that like the FNAF world map looks like a brain? Like, what part of the brain is this? Like, I'm too lazy to Google it. I'll be like, oh, it's this. I think that'd be funny. Yeah, hopefully I change at least one person's like perspective on WillCare, because I hate WillCare, and I don't like when people disagree with me, so there we go. I want everyone to not like WillCare, and I want everyone to think that he was a bad father, because he was. In multiple continuities, actually I think in every continuity, he is a bad father. I don't know the logistics of like how, like who the like yellow rabbit is in like Into the Pit, but I think maybe like if it is William Afton, isn't he like also a bad father there too? Not only does he like kill kids, but like isn't he like, I know in the Into the Pit game he's trying to kill Oswald, so uh-oh. And then like in Return to the Pit, according to the wiki, because I have not read the book, in Return to the Pit, he's also trying to kill Oswald. So, like, okay. maybe don't try to kill your kid. If you are pretending, I know that he's not like actually his father, but like if you're pretending to be his father, how about you put up with, like, how about you stick to the ruse and you don't try to kill him? That's an idea, you know? Oh, I didn't even notice this room was here. Like, I thought this was just an entryway. I didn't notice this over here. Ooh, everything looks really gross. Okay. That's why I'm only at 68%. I see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know the logistics. I feel like it's like some sort of spirit thing. I also thought that Oswald got shot at the end of Into the Pit, but I guess he can die from a stray bullet in Return to the Pit, which is also really funny. Not that a child dies, but that, I mean, that's FNAF. But like, out of everything in the franchise, the yellow rabbit in Return to the Pit can start a gunfight, and Oswald dies by a stray bullet. Ugh, that's crazy. Also, like, he, like, in Return to the Pit, so many ways he can, like, die by getting ran over by a car. Crazy. Most of the time, the yellow rabbit is driving it. Crazy. Also, I think, like, in Return to the Pit, if I'm remembering correctly from the wiki, because I, once again, haven't read it, I think it's, like, they're starting like a rebellion type thing against the rabbit. Like people as like kids as adults are like joining together to like finally kill the rabbit, kind of like an It type thing. So I've heard. I've never read It or seen It. And the yellow rabbit eventually like replaces the leader. And if you stand up to him, or like if you try to fight him, you get, like, detained, pretty much, and killed. And if you play along, that's how, like, it gets to the route where, like, if he starts a gunfight, you can die by a stray bullet. It's like, that book sounds crazy. I feel like I need it to buy it. Or at least read it. Like, that sounds insane. It definitely would be at, like, the library, no? I should check. Actually, I'm gonna check Libby. Because I want to know now. That would be so funny. If it's on Libby, then we can read it. Scott Cawthon, author. The Ultimate Guide. Fazbear Frights. The Cookbook. Return to the Pit. I can place it on hold. Silver Eyes. VIP. B72, Silver Eyes graphic novel, Into the Pit, Silver Eyes, audiobooks, Twisted Ones, Fourth Closet, Twisted Ones audiobook, Fazbear Frights graphic novel volume 4, graphic novel volume 1, not 2 and 3, okay. I'm gonna place Return to the Pit on hold, because that's crazy. I have now placed it on hold on Libby, in case that's my library card. I need to know my PIN. 2-week wait. Try again. My library card expired? Okay. I don't know what that's about. That's crazy. How does the library card expire? It's not like I haven't taken something out in years. At the, like, oldest, I took something out less than a year ago? Or, yeah. And I had gone longer before. So, why the freak is my library card expired? Libby? Unless, like, Libby's just freaking out right now. I don't know. It says to contact my library, which I don't want to. I might text my partner and be like, it says my library card is expired. And then, like, he goes to the library all the time. So he might be like, hey, do you know what this is about? To, like, the librarian? And they can be like, ooh, I don't know. Tell her to come. And then I'll have to go. I don't want to, but I'll have to go. That's a crazy message. I would have expected, like, oh, wrong pin. Even though I got it from, like, my saved passwords on my phone. Because I log in to the library to check, like, the, like, catalog. So I know that it's the right password. Whatever. I also have not been paying attention to any of the lore in this game. I have not played PowerWash Simulator 1. I was like, I want to buy one of them. And it was either 1 or 2, and I saw that 2 was coming out with the Adventure Time DLC soon, and I was like, oh, I'll play that one, because my partner and I share a Steam, like, family library, and he loves Adventure Time. So I was like, oh, they love that. So, perfect. Wow, so generous and gracious with my menu. What was I talking about? Oh. Yeah, reading the books. So I'll see if I have to. I'm gonna try my best not to. I bet I could, like, worst case scenario, I could get a legal copy. I'm sure. Hold on. I'll check. Okay, online it says I can get it from my local library as an ebook. Okay. I found a copy, a legal copy. So I will look at that. Anyway. So that's the plan. The plan is to WillCare it up over break. Derogatory, and yeah, lost my train of thought. But, has anyone here seen the FNAF movie? Any of them, either of them. I thought they were bad and not good. The second one was it was a movie. The first one what happened in the first one? Oh yeah. The first one was also a movie. I like that he said, "I always come back," even though he hadn't been back before. I guess besides, like, being around still post-MCI. But also, like, yeah. And then Henry in the second one was there for like 5 seconds. Everything in the movie was from the trailer. And then he died in the freaking credits. So it's like, oh, okay. Great. What's the point in having him in the freaking movie? It's literally freaking Emily. I was gonna say Emily Henry. That's freaking Emily. That's freaking Henry Emily. I can't say his name. That's freaking Henry Emily. You put some respect on that freaking name. Sure, I haven't read the books, because I'm not a loser. No, I haven't read the books, because I've heard how bad they are. I don't want to have to put myself through that, especially when my attention span is already slim to none. So if I had like a book club of sorts, then that would give me the motivation to actually like read it, because then I would be like expected to talk about it. So I'd be like, oh, I can't like Spark Notes this. I should like actually do it. My partner is in a book club, and I said before, like, they're super busy with work right now, so I don't, like, they're reading Moby Dick right now for a book club. They have been reading a lot of, like, classic books, or, like philosophy. Not in, like, a philosophy guy kind of way, but, like, in a let's see what this is saying, and, like, I don't know. I'm not there, so I don't know. But, I don't think it's, like, in an uppity kind of way, is what I mean by, like, philosophy guy. But, yeah, so if it was something like that, where, like, you meet once a week, or, like, twice a week, and it's like, okay, read these chapters by this day, and we'll talk about it. I think that would make me also more active reader, because a lot of the time I feel like I have learned since being in school for, like, school psych, but also for, like being in school as someone with ADHD. Like, I've had to take the MTEL, which is, like, the Massachusetts teacher, or, like, I think it's teacher educator licensure. I don't remember what the T is. Massachusetts something educator licensure exam, like the communication and literacy. So it's pretty much like MCAS, if you guys have had to take that, like ELA MCAS, where it's like you read a passage, you have to answer like main idea questions about it, or like author bias, or like What else? And then the writing part is like grammar stuff and like writing a summary about a passage in like a certain amount of words and essay. But yeah, so it wasn't until I had to take that I realized that ADHD really messes with your reading comprehension. Because there's another girl in my cohort who also has ADHD, and we literally got the exact same score on the reading. She only took the reading. We have to take both, but like you can take them separately. I took them together the first time. I passed the writing, so if you passed, you don't know what your score is. But you need a minimum of a 240. I got a 233 on the reading, and so did she. So we were like, let's just say it was our ADHD and move on. But like literally, I am too like fixated on the details to like focus on like what the main idea is, that it's like it's tough. So I took it again. I took the reading again. Sometime recently. I don't know. All the days blend together. I took it sometime recently. I think I hear back sometime in March. Fingers crossed, because I don't want to do it again. I did have to sign an NDA about like the content of the test, but the structure of the test is public information, so I think I'm fine. Yeah, brutal. It's like they give you like 4 hours. I don't want to be there. I want to go home. So I think at maybe like whichever comes first, either I finish this, like stage, like this job, or the 2-hour mark, whichever comes first. I feel like it'll be finishing this. Whichever is first, when I am either done with this job or I hit the 2-hour mark, we can look and see if we should update our notes at all for WillCare based on like other will perspectives. Not like will plush, will speaker, but more like will indifferent, will grief, will despise, or whatever. So. I also thought that it would be easier to find, like, videos on YouTube of people being like, yeah, I think that William Afton, like, was a grieving father, or I think William Afton, like, actually loved his kids. Only one I, like, know of is freaking Markiplier. Not Markiplier. What am I talking about? MatPat. I'm sorry. They're not the same. What am I talking about? Only one I can think of is freaking MatPat. Being like, William Afton loved his son, and his son was bitten in half, and he was cut in half by Fredward Barrington, and so then he became a killer, and he killed Charlotte Emily, and he went on a rampage, and he like lost his mind because he lost his child. No, I don't think that was it at all. Actually, Matthew Patrick. But I guess my fear is I am trying to not watch videos of people who agree with me because I don't want to like take their points and like subconsciously like take their idea, you know? But also there's only so much media, and like I feel like you can interpret the same point in different ways, but I feel like there are also only so many ways you can interpret something. Is my music over? I guess so. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I don't know if people have been like, hey MatPat, I disagree, and here's why. But I also, like, I don't think there are any, like, very vocal WillCare believers. Are there? At least not on, like, not anyone who's been like, hey, I'm gonna post a video and be like, hey, I'm gonna talk about how I agree with WillCare, actually. So, I'm gonna put this guy over here. Yeah, I don't know. If they have, I'm not aware. I looked for a bit. It didn't come up like right away. If I look up WillCare on YouTube, it's people being like, William Afton does not care about his children, which true. That's true. Yeah, true. He doesn't care about his children, which is what I'm trying to argue for. But I don't want to watch those videos because then it's like I am literally I'm saying the same thing. But then it's like, am I adding anything to the conversation? So I think that's why I'm like trying to have the angle of like, oh, using my degree, because like I think that's funny, but also like adds something different, even if it's like small. Any other cracks or anything? Oh, I forgot under here. Yeah, I think with the degree in like psych perspective, I am. But I feel like I have heard people like the theory on the wiki is will narcissist. And yeah, that's true. But I also feel like people might focus on that and say like, oh, they are like Elizabeth in the book, or like Michael in the movie, or Elizabeth in the games, being like they're subservient to him because of manipulation and abuse. And it's like, okay, what are the effects of manipulation and abuse? You know? But it's also like, I was gonna say, I don't want to make the video, like, dark and depressing. It's FNAF. The topic matter is already dark and depressing. So, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine there. But also, like, I am used to data about abuse. I'm used to data about child maltreatment. Like, whenever I have an opportunity to do research for a class, like, and I get to pick a topic, I choose trauma and abuse, childhood maltreatment, like, the effects of that. Like, going into school psych, I will be working with children who have experienced some sort of, or, like, not all the time, not, like, every day, necessarily, unless I, like, am at, like, a specialized location, but, like, in a public school, there are bound to be children who have experienced some sort of maltreatment, some sort of trauma, and you need to know what that looks like. You need to understand the effects. You need to understand, like, how it can affect them. Not necessarily, like, just in the moment of it occurring, but also, like, how it affects them in school, how it affects them with friends, how it affects them, like, in different settings, how it affects them later down the line, how it affects their behavior, like, all of these things. Like, you should know these things. And, like, I have experienced trauma too. So it's like, I take that opportunity to, like, learn more about it. Like, I have done a majority of my maltreatment research on, like, CSA and, like, the effects of that, and, like, how it affects, like, cognitive functioning, and how it affects, like, all these things. So it's, like, important to know. So I'm used to reading data about that. I'm used to, like, looking at journals about that. Like, I know what to look for when looking for, like, a reliable resource like that, like a peer-reviewed journal art, like, research journal article. And I know how to, like, I know how to find it. I know what to look for. I have access to that data and, like, information. So I think I would be a good person to talk about it, because I don't think a lot of people in the FNAF space have access to that, you know? Like, that's not, like, a normal thing people have access to. So I think it would be a good opportunity, a good learning opportunity for me, and a good opportunity for me to, like, talk about hyperfixation, you know? It'd be, or a good excuse for me to talk about hyperfixation, but also a good learning opportunity for me, because I'm doing all this research. Usually my trauma research focuses on CSA, but now I'm looking at, like, maltreatment in general, because like, in the games, it is at least alluding to, like, neglect. Like, Blame Afton is not there. He's not present. Some sort of, like, I would say, like, emotional neglect / abuse of Elizabeth, because she feels the need to prove herself. In the novels, he physically hits her. He, like, tells her that she's not good enough, blah blah blah. So things like that, like, looking at the effects of that, how it can, like, shape your behavior, how it can, like, shape your, like, self-perception, how like it can affect like your parental bonds, mostly looking at fathers because William Afton. And we don't see Mrs. Afton. I'm not like Matt Pat. I'm not gonna say Mrs. Afton is actually there and she's the CEO. I did see a funny theory actually on the FNAF Theories wiki. Jane Couch. I pulled it up in the first stream, I think. Jane Couch is so funny. Like that picture of her on the couch. I think it's because in the FNAF 1 movie she is on the couch and then Golden Freddy like knocks her out. I'm talking so much that my jaw hurts. I don't know why. And now I forget what I was talking about. Awesome. Jane Couch is the last thing I remember. Oh yeah. People don't have a lot of, like, people generally, in the general public, don't have access to, like, scientific journals. And I do. So I feel like it would be a little bit of a teaching time for me to be like, hey, here's what I found. And yeah, but I also don't want to make it too boring, you know? I don't want it to be too boring, and I don't know what's boring and what isn't, because I find it interesting. So I'll have to have someone look it over to tell me if it's boring or not. I would say I would have my partner do it, but I feel like they would just say, like, that I did a good job. But I'll have them look. I'll have probably someone else look too, be like, is this boring? Is it not? If so, why? If not, good, I guess. I was gonna say, if so, how can I make it boring? No, I don't want it to be boring. I want it to be like informational, helpful, like, hey, if you think this is the case in the game, like, maybe take another second to think about it, because I don't think it is that way. And but also, like, some of the things I have to say are just like gut reactions. Like, I don't think this is true. Like the bittersweet but fitting line from Pizzeria Simulator, the wiki is like, oh, it's because he's killing his son. I don't think it is. But, like, it's not like I have data to show that. I love data, but I do not have data for that, because I am not in the mind of William Afton. I mean, I'm not in his mind anyway, but, like, there's no context, I guess, around the line besides what we know, which is, like, where we are. He says that he, like, knows it's a trap, but he came anyway? Which sounds dumb, but it also, like, if he's telling the truth in that line, then it's like, is he here just, like, out of curiosity, like a morbid curiosity, like seeing what's gonna happen? So I feel like that line is also kind of like an entertaining type thing. Like, it's more so about, like, the dynamic of, like, Mike being the one that he's, like, Mike and Henry being the ones that, like, he's facing at the end, like the final showdown. And it's like, if Mike accomplice is true, then it's like, oh, he is betraying him. I mean, like, not only did he try to kill him in the FNAF 3 fire, but he's also here now, trying to, like, capture him, like, trap him now. And so he might think it's, like, bittersweet because it's like, oh, you are betraying me, but also, like, I kind of want to see how this plays out. Like, this is entertaining to me. I feel like he would be the type to be like, this is entertaining, you know? But I don't have data for that. I don't have data to prove that. I love data. I don't have data for that, though. I wish. I wish I could, like, make a chart. Make a graph and be like, hey guys, here are the descriptive stats of William Afton's, like, dynamic with his children. Like, here is, like, all my data. Here's like my little line graph, my little pie chart, my little bar graph, my little, like, histogram or whatever, depending on the data, you know? Those who know. But yeah, I forget what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, that's just like a gut thing. Like, I just feel like he isn't talking about, like, oh, he killed Michael, boo-hoo. No, it's like, what do the other lines say? The other death lines. I feel like they are not related to him getting killed. I think it's more so about the situation. Right? Let me make a note to myself. Look at other FFPS. I have a whiteboard right here. Look at other FFPS death lines and compare context. And also look at other will POVs, despise, grief, etc. Okay. Now I won't forget, unless I forget to look. But it's right in front of me. You'd think I wouldn't forget. You would think. Okay. Guys, even though I forget things often, very easily, I'm still smart. You gotta believe me, I got a 4.0 last semester. In grad school. My first ever 4.0 was in grad school. First semester of grad school, where you're still getting used to, like, the workload and the, like, expectations and time management of it all. I did it! So yay me. That was a big ego boost. I was riding high on that for a bit. I was telling everyone. Oh, I also passed my like, cognitive assessment proficiency check, like my competency exam. So I can do that now and, like, have it actually be valid. So that's cool. I've given some, like, whisks. I have given the attention and executive functioning part of the NEPSI, which is more of, like, a neurocognitive assessment. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And it's also break, so I should not talk about school. But I'm also making this like about school. With like, oh, let's look at the psych studies or whatever. Yeah, embarrassing, snooze fest, literally get over it. I wish I had FNAF friends. The only friend that I have that likes FNAF is my partner. And I think we disagree about when Charlie died. Or like the death order. Oh yeah, we disagree on the death order. That's fine. He can live. Yeah, I wish I had more FNAF friends. If anyone wants to be my FNAF friend, let me know. We can talk about FNAF, we can do that again, and we can do it a third time. And we can do other stuff too, I don't know. Yeah, none of my friends like FNAF. That I know of. No one else freaking talks about it. So you better step up to the plate. Talk about FNAF with me. Yeah, love my partner. I would like another FNAF friend also as well. But yeah, so we can do that when we either hit the 2-hour mark or finish this. Whichever is first, it'll probably be this. We can look at the other death lines. We can look at other Will POVs. Were we supposed to look at anything else? I don't remember. That's why I write things down. Please. Where am I missing it now? Oh, down here. Yeah. Okay. Anything else about the door? Let me check the entrance sign. Okay, so there is other stuff that I'm missing. I mean, like, I know... Oh, yeah, I have to do the roof in here. I forgot. I have to do the... Yeah, okay. I did forget to do that. I'll have the extension on. Because using the ladder is a tad annoying. Because I can only go so far. But if I have the attachment, I don't have to. Unless I need to, like, get something from above. Which, yeah, with the sign, I don't even need to. Entry wall. What's missed? What am I? Oh, I am missing above there. Come on. Annoying. Okay. Go somewhere else. Okay. What are you... Okay, so in terms of like FNAF hot topics, what are your like favorite things to talk about? Or like, what are your hot takes? I would say, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I do think that the death order is Charlie, crying child, Elizabeth. Because, okay, the only reason I think Elizabeth dies after the crying child, or, yeah, no, wait. Maybe I changed my mind. Because she's not present in FNAF 4. If she is their sister, which she is, she's not there in FNAF 4. And it's like the don't you remember what you saw of it all. So maybe, like, Crying Child saw Baby, like, take Elizabeth? But, like, the way she tells the story, it seems like no one was there. I mean, she could have just, like, not seen him. He could have been not in the room but saw it. He could have been, like, in the other room or, like, in the doorway. Or came in just as it happened. I don't know. But he does have, like, the nightmares of the stomachs. Like, they do have, like, the mouth stomachs. I don't know. I do think Charlie was first. Or no. Oh no. I don't know. Wait, okay. No, before I thought it was bite victim, like Cece, Charlie, Elizabeth. Because I do think, like, at least, like, one or both of their deaths influences him to kill Charlie. Because I think it's, like, a jealousy thing. Less so, like, a don't you know I will care about you? Like, a grief type thing. I think it is more of a I'm working in a family-oriented business. I want to have, like, the facade of, like, the perfect family, and now my family's falling apart because either one or two of my children are dead, not both, because there are 3. Sorry, Mike. So I feel like he was, like, jealous that Henry had that, like, perfect family dynamic, or, like the perfect family persona and he didn't, or, like, because he lost a child, like, he felt like Henry should too, so it was, like, even. I don't know. I don't think it was because, like, he cared about his children, so he was like, oh, I'm Will grieving, I'm gonna kill this kid too. I think it's more so like a jealousy type thing. But the more, oh no, am I? So if I think that Charlie died before bite victim. Wait, okay. So I thought before, like, my original take is that he saw Charlie die, and that's what the, like, don't you remember what you saw was. But also, like, if it's Will plush, why would he know what he saw? If he's talking about Elizabeth, and it's like a don't you remember what you saw? Then, and Charlie was the result of like one or both of his children dying. Wouldn't that mean that I think Elizabeth is real? I don't want to think too much about it. I don't want to think about it because I was always like, nope, that's not real. That's not true because baby could not have been made that early. I guess she freaking was. Wasn't she made, like, at least I remember in the movie she was there in like the early 80s. I don't remember what the games canon is like on that. I think it's similar, where she was like made way earlier than people thought because of like how modern she is. I don't remember. See, that's something that we should look up. Yeah. When was baby made? Or I guess like also the other fun times, but more specifically baby, because we're not blurring our Afton right now, so. Almost done with this, and then we can take a peek. Or I get no, I might be a liar. I know that we have another job. If the other job looks quick, we could do that. Oh, the other job is super quick. Let's do that and then do it. Or okay, no. Let's do it at like let's do it at the 2-hour mark. Or no. Sorry. Let's do it at the 2-hour mark. Because I was gonna say, no, let's do it at like 2:30 because usually I stream for 3 hours and what am I talking about? I don't have that much to look up, but I have look at other Will POVs on here, so that seems like it would be a lot more time than just like, oh, when was baby made? Oh, when was, like, what are the other death lines in Pizzeria Simulator? Seems a little more involved. I can't believe I said I might think Elizabeth is real on stream. That's so embarrassing. I do not want to think about that, actually. So... what am I missing? Okay. Let's finish the ceiling, then do the desk, then the floor. Which in real life, I would totally do this in real life. I've had the bad habit, especially like this winter, of not using my critical reasoning skills. And so, like, when I, like, brush the snow off my car, or, like, shovel up my car, I will, like, shovel out my car and then clear off my car. But what I'll do is I will clear off the windshields, like the front windshield, back windshield, and then the top of my car. Which, girl, do the top of your car first. Like, do it in the opposite order. Because then I end up having to clear it off my windshield again. It's like, what was the point in doing that? Which I guess then it's like easier to clear it off your windshield. Because there's less snow than like if it was full. But like, girl, you live in New England. You gotta get it together. Which is true. I do need to get it together. Whee. Okay. Wow, so shiny. Done. What am I missing? Cups, coffee machine. I'm missing something on the, oh, well, up here. Soda machine. Back of the computer. Okay. Counter, outer. What am I missing? Okay. And then is it just the floor? Food court floor, hot dog kiosk frame. Oh. I didn't get... Hello? What's like on the top? Just clean this. Okay. So I think it's just this floor and then I'm done. Which should be easy enough. I upgraded my thing. My, like, water gun type thing to professional duty yesterday. I think I did professional duty. I hate when I go and like, oh, it's a perfect line and then there's residue. Like, okay, it didn't do it that time, but what I think is a perfect line, and then it's like, oh, like that, it left residue. Okay, almost done, almost done. And we'll do the tractor. If there's time, we'll start the next one. I'm pretty sure the next one's like a big one. I feel like it's like every other. Oh, wait. Oh, the countertop. I didn't do any of the underneath. Awesome. And did I not do the top? What am I? Oh, the inside. And what? What am I missing? Oh, just the entire top of here. Awesome. And over here. Oh. Is it the dance floor? It's pointing right here. Hello? What? Okay, just tell me. DJ booth, DJ light bass 2. Okay. And then DJ booth, turntable. What am I missing? Okay. What else? Dance floor handrail 3 out of 6. And this one. Is it on the other side? Yeah. Okay. Reception. I thought I got all everything over here. Did I? Reception roller skate 14 out of 6. Oh, both of these. Okay. Reception staff door window. Staff door frame. Reception counter outer. What about the counter? I don't see anything. Oh. Oh, above roller skates. Can I like parkour up here? Don't have to use a ladder? Yeah! Okay. Awesome. Tractor. Okay. Yeah, underneath. Oh, I can get under here. Awesome. actually... Let me see something. Okay. Just checking something. We will shortly transition from playing to taking a quick peek at the wiki, seeing what it says about William, like other perspectives. Hello, I'm stuck. Ideally, I will finish this by the 2 minute mark, or 2 hour mark, and then we will do that. What am I missing on this front part? Oh, the inside here. Sorry if I am now quiet. I am now focusing because I didn't realize how much of a job this would be. And I would like to be done by the 2 hour mark. Which maybe I will be. Is this still FNAF? Yeah. Oh, this is the good ending theme. exhaust. The coolant. What am I still missing right here? Oh, the grill. The engine air compressor. I think that's it. Okay. See, this is what happens when you're quiet. You can just lock in, I guess. the front. Mud strut? I don't know what a mud strut is. Mud guard. What is a mud strut? I don't know. Mystery spots, direct me. Okay. Rear axle power takeoff, rear hitch chain. Rear axle power takeoff. And then front mud guard strut. Oh. Okay. Temple interior. Okay. We can do this one for a couple minutes and then transition. Let's do the door. Please don't miss any details. Okay. One second. Okay. I got an email, my school email. I thought it was something important. Okay. Let's do the floor like up to here. Okay. And there's an arch. Great observation. Yes, there is an arch here. Thank you for the excellent commentary. Okay. I'll do the entryway and then we can peruse the wiki. missing? Up here? Hello? Oh. Okay. And then I will just take this like front entryway arch off, and then we'll be done in transition. Is there, yeah. We'll put it here. Okay. I'll do the other side. Right here. Am I missing anything? Unless it's like too high, no. Okay. Let's save. And then we can transition. Well, I'll just set the category to FNAF 1. And I'll update it on YouTube too. Okay. I will pull up the wiki. Oh, okay, hold on. I'll pull up the FNAF wiki, and I'll pull up the FNAF Theories wiki. Okay. I'll turn it down a little bit.